He was so filled with joy and just excitement on his wish trip, and that never left. I'm Jane Hale.
And I'm Jeff Hale.
I think we're a pretty fun family, pretty normal. We had Pierson 4 years into our marriage.
We took him to the doctor for his 3-year well child check, and it all blew up from there.
After we saw the blood pressure numbers, I knew something was wrong. They did an EKG on him, and then they did an echo. Dr. Laird comes in, and he has a piece of paper in his hand, and it was a sketch of a heart. What he ended up seeing was a portion of his aorta that was actually about to burst. Essentially, we had a kid walking around with a ticking time bomb in his chest. They came to get him, and his little blonde head just going through those double doors, and us just thinking, I hope we get him back. This was it. It was gonna work or it wasn't. Taking a child home from the hospital right after they've had major heart surgery is pretty scary in and of itself. We looked at each other like, well, what do we do now? And he was doing great and slowly getting back to where he needed to be. And one day after his nap, I hear him kind of grunting, and I thought, that's weird. And he was collapsed on his side from sleeping over on his left arm, and he said, how am I to get up? And that's when it all kind of started clicking to us that he had had a stroke. An ambassador from Make-A-Wish came to our hospital's congenital heart defect support group, and by golly, he was approved and qualified for Make-A-Wish.
How I decided on my wish was, I took my wish granter to my playroom. I had all of my monster trucks laid out, and she saw me play. After that, I told her what I wanted my wish to be, and it was to go to Monster Jam World Finals in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Pierson got interested in Monster Jam whenever monster trucks came to his hospital. He picked Max D. I think it was because I really like Gravedigger, and they're big rivals with each other, and so I think he just wanted to have a little competition with me.
The day that I had my wish reveal, I was trying to figure out what was going on.
They got all of second grade together in the library, and the principal started reading One Fish, Two Fish, and as one of the pages opened, and it said, Pierson, your wish has been granted. And Scrappy and the UNT cheerleaders and dancers and our wish granter all came out, and his face, like you could tell he was thinking, is this real life? What we didn't expect to come out of Pierson's wish was that it was like a reset button. When he was on his wish trip, that's where things started changing for him. He changed as a person in the best way because he started dreaming bigger. And one of those dreams was to play hockey. This whole hockey thing came about through an appointment with his pulmonologist. We went in for an appointment, and Pierson was trying to finagle his way out of a shot. He said, oh, if I get the shot, my leg will be sore, and then I can't play hockey. And Dr. Gelfand said, you play hockey? And I said, nah, in our living room. Don't let him fool you. And he said, you should go start playing hockey.
When Dr. Gelfand told me I could go play hockey, I was just like, let's do it.
It's just funny to us that this is what our kid would choose for his sport of choice, because he's got part of his heart missing and impaired lung function and only has full use of one side of his body. Why would he not decide to play a sport like hockey? I think people don't realize that when they get to have this wish and make their wildest dreams come true, that's a game changer for them. That's a whole different chapter in their story. It's life-changing. It's one thing to save a life, it's another thing to change a life. And that's really what Make-A-Wish did for him. Having congenital heart disease and having the stroke and having to work back from that has made him a very compassionate child. We found out on the first day of school this year, we always sent him with extra crayons, and there was a little girl who couldn't afford all of her school supplies this year, and he slipped her his. That's just his heart, that's just who he is. And I do think that's a positive result of what he's gone through. He knows that he's been helped so he can help others, and that's something pretty cool in a little kid.